trick that I'll share with you. I can choose a better way with every little thought I think. If I wake up with a bad attitude, I fill my mind with gratitude. I give thanks for everything with every little thought I think. I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day, I pave the way with every little thought I think.
Hello and welcome. I am so glad you're here. I'm Beth, a creator-based coach with CMH Coaching for Life. I'm here today to help you and those you love create a life you feel grounded and at home in. Think of a life where you feel peace, love for those around you, and in a flow with just enough challenge to keep you happy and creating something wonderful. Sounds like magic, but it's not. You can create that life every single day. You can have a life full of love, excitement, hope, and creation. Our mission at CMH Coaching is to flood the earth with light through compassion, mindfulness, and hope. And I'm going to ask a favor of you. If you like what you see and hear today, think of someone you know that would enjoy and benefit from this message. Our mission is to flood the world with compassion, mindfulness, and hope. Share this with them. But for now, this is time just for you. So settle into whatever you're doing and enjoy this time with the girls, where we create that one awesome, amazing, perfect life every one of us is seeking.
What you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking? You gotta watch your thinking. Watch your thinking. Watch your thinking.
Welcome to A Creator-Based Life. You might have noticed we've been missing. I hope you noticed. If you didn't, well, we've been gone for the last few weeks. We had some computer stuff that broke. That's all fixed now and is all great. And we're back full time for our weekly podcast. But we want to welcome you because I got to tell you, we missed you. We missed the three of us being together. We missed being able to share with you the stuff that we're learning and the stuff that we're discovering here. And so I'm here with Jacine Bonnet and with Jennifer DeRoos, just like all the time, to say we're back and we're excited to talk with you today about a creator-based life. If you've been reading the Monday Morning Inspirations, we've been talking about a path to becoming and what it takes to figure out what's on your path and what it takes on your path once you're there to keep going in the Monday Morning Inspirations. If you haven't been reading the Monday Morning Inspirations, you should. And you can do that at cmhcoaching.com on the pop-up. Just say, please send me the Monday Morning Inspiration. We follow the same theme every week. We just rotate through and we're always talking. But because life is different every time we go around, our learning is different and the things that we have to share are different. And you'll find that for yourself. We just keep going one eternal round. So today we're talking about becoming. And I know for Jen, it's one of Jen's favorite words. Jen, you want to talk about that just a little bit? Why you like that word becoming?
um, for lots of reasons, but I think why it became very prominent in my life is it was one of the years of my word, my one word. It was one of my words, and yeah, it really made me think about the process of what it looks like to become something.
Yeah.
It also helped me to realize that maybe some of the things that I thought I needed to become weren't as important as what my creator wanted me to become. And there was actually better becomings, but it also really helped me to understand that the process of becoming can be uncomfortable,
Mm-hmm.
and, and some people might even say painful, but just kind of uncomfortable, because you have to actually, what I learned is I had to actually be okay with letting go and putting to rest an old perception of myself. and say, okay, I'm open up to something different that I maybe have never even thought about.
Yeah, well, and I love that word that you just used about the old perception, how we
Mhm.
perceive ourselves to be, because we kind of get stuck in our own
Mhm.
perception, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when I think of becoming, I think there's no way to become wrong. There's no
Mhm.
path to becoming that's right or wrong. It just is. It's becoming. What are you
Yeah.
thinking,
And
JC?
can I
Oh,
add something real quick?
oh,
So
please,
I
please, my
think on that
mistake.
too. No, you're totally fine. Think on that too is like you're either becoming something to enrich yourself, or you're just becoming the same old.
Mm,
You
We're
know,
becoming couch potato, a lump.
you're just
right.
you're just becoming the same old. Because
Uh,
you know, I think that might go along a little bit with what you're saying. It's like you're always becoming something, whether
yeah,
it's yeah, whether it's something that you feel is beneficial and to your advantage, or where you feel like your creator wants you to go, or is it just the same old thing that you've always done? You're still doing it.
yeah,
You're
you're
still
still
becoming
doing
that.
it.
You know.
Yep. What were you
Sorry.
gonna say,
Mm.
JC?
I was just thinking of it's actually a song that Winona Judd sang, and it's one of my favorites. And the words came to me: when you hit rock bottom, there's two ways to go, straight up or sideways. And
Okay.
as Jen was talking, that's really what came into my mind when we're becoming. Are we just going sideways?
Yeah.
Like, are we
Yeah,
just sideways, or are we actually moving up? Are we going up?
onward and upward. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
becoming. Yeah.
I love
So,
that. Yeah,
I like it.
becoming. Well,
mhm.
and how do you know what you want to become? You know, that's one of the things that I struggled with for a lot of years. I didn't really have role models when I was younger. I didn't really have any formal goals or things. And so I can remember all of these people were doing important things, and or at least they seemed like they were important to me. But how did I know what I wanted to become? And
Mhm.
so that has been a really cool thing for me to develop and to understand and to find what was for me. You know, it wasn't for anybody else. It's just for me. So, how did you find what you wanted to become, you guys? Do you need a minute to talk? Because I can do a short story about
Go ahead.
mine while you think about it. Um, for me, I got in touch with my creator when I was a very young adult. I just barely turned 19 and began to learn how to listen and to follow my creator. And that made a difference. But all I really had, I had great examples of people that I thought, oh, you're cool, I want to be like you. Or, oh, you're cool, I want to be like you. And then by the time I was in my early 30s, I wanted to be like everybody. And then we go into the crisis of who am I really, right? And it wasn't for a long time until I just kind of began to settle into, okay, so somebody asked me once, what did you love to do as a child?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, and that just really kind of got me on a roll. And what makes your heart sing now? And I'm like, oh, interestingly enough, the same thing that I loved to do as a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what do you get compliments about? Well, interestingly enough, the same thing that I love to do that I would love to do as a child. And so that really helped me to take that to my creator and to get
Mhm.
some direction. And some then that's kind of how creator-based coaching got started, because that is just in direct alignment with what my life mission is, my path to becoming is. Yeah, what about you guys? How did you figure out what you wanted to be when you grew up?
Still figuring it out.
I know me too, but it's a
Still
fun
figuring.
thought. What do I want to
Ever
be when I grow
changing,
up?
right? It's ever
Yeah.
changing. Yeah.
Yeah, ever changing, ever growing, becoming.
For
Yeah. It's
me,
Go ahead,
sorry,
Jen.
go ahead, JC. No, you go ahead.
I was just thinking, I actually have been going through a little bit of a crisis with who am I now
Oh,
that
yeah,
I
because you had a big
decided
transition.
I did. Yeah. In January, into January, I was all done with my career, and
Mhm.
just took a really big step backwards to rest and recover, and
Not
which
backwards, though, a big
I
step
needed.
forward.
Just yes. a necessary step. I took the necessary step to just um, recuperate. And in that, just when I was driving to a women's conference in Utah, and it was an 11 and a half hour drive, I had,
Crazy
I
woman.
had lots of time to spend with my creator. And some of the questions that I asked were, or one of the concerns I had is I just felt like I just, I have no aspirations.
Mm.
I just have
Yeah.
no aspirations anymore. I just am, meh.
Feeling blonde. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's good to do this. It's good to do that. But that was an interesting place to be because for most of my life, I've always had pretty high aspirations,
Hmm.
and the the interesting um, revelation that I had was you are still aspiring. Your aspirations just look different. There's not as much movement. There's so much more going on up here and on my paper and with my words and specifically with my family,
Hmm.
my aspiration to have just an incredible relationship with my husband, the aspiration to be present for my grandchildren, the aspiration. And so my aspirations look
Different.
different.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
so it's in that learning, okay, well, how do I do this? But part of that is being okay and understanding that those are very important aspirations. What is my legacy going to be?
Yeah.
And I think that's my aspiration is what legacy do I want to leave
Hmm.
with my children, my grandchildren, my great grandchildren. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about archetypal, like seasons, you're moving
Yeah.
very much into what they call the crone season,
The
which I don't
crown.
like the
Oh
word
yeah.
crone,
I
but
really have trouble with the word crone. I'm working on it.
I love it though.
it's actually been changed. It should be the crown because that's this
Oh,
moment. Yeah, they
I could
during
totally do a crown season.
Love that. Let's do
during
a
Yes,
crown.
your
history
crown season.
during history it got changed from crown to crone. So they're supposed to, yeah,
Wow.
I know, but
Dare
it's supposed
they?
to embody all of the wisdom that you have from all your life experiences and the importance of this wise woman in whatever society she belongs in, whether it's like a family or a tribe or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I see you shifting. That's what you just described to me. I'm like, oh, she's going into her crown
Her
season.
crown season. I love that.
I
Yeah.
do too.
So think about the
Yeah.
imagery on that one, JC, and start journaling.
Oh.
Yeah. And
I
what
know, look at
what
that.
really she's going. She's going. Jen, how did you figure out what your path to becoming was going to be like?
Um, well, there's different types, I think, of becomings, like I
Yeah,
think
there are a
it's
lot.
like lots of different things. So like career wise becoming or
Mhm.
like what I do now is really out of I was seeking for my own help first, my
Hmm.
own answers, my own like relief and rescue from.
Hmm.
And then I just kept getting guided to different modalities and different things and abilities opened up and all that. And so that's how I became to the degree I am right now in coaching and hypnotherapy. But then I've also seen how that road is still open. And there's also, I'm being guided to more becomings in that road. And so I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. Um, so I think sometimes becoming comes out of necessity for self, but then you realize this is something you want to give to others and help others. So
Yeah.
that's how my becoming in this field happened.
Mm.
So, but then I think I've been a Y girl my whole life. I swear
Yes.
my
I
parents probably
love that
outside
about
just
you.
to set me up. No more
Yeah.
Ys, go outside.
Hmm.
So to me, I think a good thing to figure out your own areas of becoming. It could be curiosity.
Mm,
Why do I like doing a certain thing? Why am I good at a certain thing? You know,
Hmm.
and those are opportunities to dive into that. Or why do I feel like I'm always drawn to this thing? Is it a good thing for me? Is it a bad thing for me? If it's a bad thing for me, why? And just kind of
Right.
curiosity just kind of can help you figure certain things out. I do like how you pointed out
so,
though the things that you're good at in your childhood,
mhm,
because I think as an adult we squash the joy that comes from exploration and play and adventure. I
Hmm.
still need that. So I think it's like some of my becomings of hobbies have been reaching back into my childhood. You know
yeah,
what? This girl loved to dig in the dirt, so why not?
yeah,
Let's go dig
Hmm.
in the dirt.
yeah.
What about coloring? I mean, and the crafts and the paperwork that we love to do so much, the
Mm,
collages and the
Mhm.
image cards that you do, all the
Yeah.
yeah, that kind of stuff, all the what's your word stuff that we have done.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's stuff I loved to do when I was a kid. I have lots of happy memories of it. And then I wanted to be a grown up, you know, for those years in my 30s and 40s, and that kind of didn't work out for me very well. I wasn't very happy, though because I was homeschooling my kids, I got to do all of the really fun, crafty stuff with them,
Mhm.
and that kind
mhm,
of did it. But it's cool to be able to come back to the things that we really loved as a child. And if our life is busy and maybe we don't need to give it up in the first place, maybe we can just set aside a little bit of time or do it with
right.
our kids. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it's important too. When I hit 50, that was one of the
It was a
those
turning point.
those
Yeah.
turning points. Like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
half a century old.
Yeah.
Where my kids are gone. It's Mark and I. We
Mhm.
moved
Mhm.
my like shortly after my 50th birthday from our home that we had raised our children in, three over the mountain. And
Yeah.
it was this not crisis, but this, okay, who am I? And that's really what Heavenly Father said is go back to your journals. My parents didn't keep much of my school stuff, but they had kept a journal that I had done in fifth grade, our fifth grade teacher.
Mhm.
And so I dug that out and I was reading through it and I was like, oh my gosh, I I've done that.
I
Like,
remember that girl.
yeah, that girl, and then all of my aspirations,
Mhm.
I want to do this. Oh my gosh, I've done that. And I still love to do that. Right? And it's these
Mhm.
things that you still love to do. And now it's that permission to, okay, I've had this time to raise my family. I've had this time that I needed to
Build
deposit
my
my time.
career.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My time deposits were in other areas, but then it just became this, oh wow,
Mhm.
this is who I am at the core. This
Mhm.
is who
And
I
I
am.
think, yeah, at the core, that's really the key,
Mm-hmm.
who I am.
Mm-hmm. Who
It's
I've
interesting
always
that we're
been.
talking. It's
Yeah.
interesting that we're talking about our identity here.
All right,
And I
Yeah.
talk
think,
to identity then a little bit, Jen. I know
well, no,
you
what I,
just
what
did a
I,
great mastermind with identity for
well,
us. Yeah.
I think just like labels, we have different identities that we give ourselves
Mhm.
and everything like that. But it's just learning who you are at the core, like what you really enjoy, what you're really about, or maybe even your areas of like, I really need to work on that. You
Yeah.
know, I don't mean to be a judger, but I'm a judger. And these, Phyllis, I don't mean to be a road rager, but I'm a road rager. Those type of
Uh-huh.
things. So it's like I think learning who you are, your identity is at the core of who you are, like JC
Uh,
was talking about, helps you to then say, okay, am I okay with this?
yeah.
Yeah.
Or is there something that I want to add to it, or just embrace this one, or what,
Yeah.
And that's where that's what my walk has been with my creator, in the sense of like finding those areas where he's like, I didn't create you to be that.
Yeah.
You have something to give, or that's just something that maybe isn't the best for you.
Hmm.
Let's work on that. And I think that, in a sense, has been my spiritual becoming. That's why I say there's so many different becomings.
Yeah.
It's like if you look at what you identify with as yourself in these certain circumstances or areas of life, you can start
Mhm.
Hmm.
to build the whole of your
Yeah.
identity. And I say, be good with all the parts, the weird parts, the good parts, the parts that are snarky, the parts that are like, I'm just a little rebellious and I'm just not going to do
Uh,
that. I mean, it's who you are, and it's amazing.
It's our
Mm.
many, many facets. We are just beautiful gems with many facets.
Yeah.
I'm curious about the spiritual becoming. What was that path? What did that feel like?
Confusing at times.
Was it lots of questions?
Lots of questions and a lot of like, I don't see that in me that you see me. And I had to get over a lot of self-limiting and deprecating beliefs,
Uh-huh.
able to embrace the, oh, yes, he does see me this way. I'm the one that's seeing me as this, horrible
Yeah, I
person.
have this old pattern that I absorbed when I was whatever age, and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
changed my lens.
Or I gathered this information as a child, not having full reasoning and judgment. And I
Right.
developed this sense of who I was, which was not really within, you know, good guidelines.
Right.
So yeah. No, so my spiritual has always been kind of confusing. A lot of the taking that first step in the darkness, to see, okay, you've
Mhm.
guided me to do this. Don't understand it, but I'm gonna try and do this.
Mhm.
And a lot of times having to pick myself back up on the floor because I'm like, I didn't quite get it.
Yes, I
But
missed.
I
Right.
missed,
Right.
but
I
go
missed. I do that a
again.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah. But the next time I have a little bit better understanding of where my bumpers are, like in a bowling alley, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. No, but it's never been, I don't know. It's always been, for me, the spiritual becoming has always been almost like in a incline, like an upper
Mm.
trajectory.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
never been down. It's always been like,
No,
yeah. So I've always felt
always.
supported. A lot of times not understanding, but still felt
Mhm.
supported.
Yeah. Yeah, but it is always an upward trajectory, which I think is so cool, so interesting. It's
You may feel
interesting.
like it's not at times. That's the one thing I
You
had to.
do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You may feel
Right.
like you're just going downhill and everything, but when you really start to like reach out and think and pray and everything, you're like, oh no.
No, I understand this better than I did. I can see where I progressed.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And yes, it was messy. I mean, it can be so messy.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of cleanup involved, at least in my life. But then when you look back, weeks or months or even years, you can go, wow, I really have learned that, you
Yeah.
know? I
Well,
guess
and
journal
that's the
keep.
beauty. Yes. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No,
That's where
just
I was
speak.
going.
Go. What
Yeah.
were you gonna say?
That keeping your journal and going back and looking at that, because I know that there was a point in my life that I was like, I just feel like I'm doing terribly spiritually and I am not progressing. And if I were only like that girl that I was when I was 18, 19, 20,
Mm-hmm.
then I would be such a better person, but I just am not. And then going back and reading my journal and being like, really? Whoa, wait a
Oh, I
second.
thought she's about, no, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
thanks
those
for joining
things
us
that I
today
really
in A Creator
admired
Based
in
Life.
that older
I hope you
woman,
felt that
and I look back
compassion,
now and I'm like,
mindfulness, and hope you
I
came
did
seeking
that.
today.
Yeah.
You can find more of
Yeah,
it at
that's crazy.
cmhcoaching.com
And same
or on
experience, Justine. I had a
linktree/cmhcoaching.
newborn,
Of
a
course, any
2-year-old, a
social media outlet,
4-year-old,
we're
and a
there too.
5, almost 6-year-old.
Because you felt the
Oh my
benefit and
gosh.
light in this
And
message,
yeah,
please
and
My
they were
head
invite
was
those who
all,
going.
care deeply
yeah,
about
yeah,
to
my
join
head was
us.
exploding.
Help us to
And
create a
it was
ripple
like they
effect
were
across the
awful.
globe
You
of
know, they were all
compassion,
out of bounds,
mindfulness,
two and a
and
half
hope.
and 4.5, temper
Then we can
tantrums and
create a
lots of
creator-based
no,
life
and just
together.
it was a
Have a
wreck.
great week, y'all. We'll
And
talk to you
I went
soon.
to Heavenly Father just begging, what do I do? I've made a profound mistake. I am failing as a parent. And the answer that I got was write in your journal. Oh,
Mhm.
I was so mad. I was like, why
I don't have time for that. What are you talking about?
does it not need a meal right in my journal? But because I had asked, I had gone with pure intent that whatever he said I was going to do because I was that desperate. And I'm like, I trust you here. And I started that journal, and they are treasures now. But what he knew that I didn't was after 2 4 0246 came 2468, then became 46810, and by then we'd added two more kids, and he knew there wasn't going to be a miracle in the child raising. There
Mhm.
was keep a journal, learn how to speak a kind word, take a walk, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, there were
Learn how
those
not
little,
to.
yeah, intermediate, all those intermediate steps. And when I would go back, when I was discouraged and look at my journal, what I would see was I asked for this, and this is how I got an answer. And every single time I got an answer, and that would buoy me up to go ask again. And I would get another answer. And whether it made sense or not to me, I knew he knew. So keep following that. But that's that circuitous path
Mhm.
to becoming, you know?
But it's like this.
Mhm.
Yeah, mine was more like,
Feel like it.
and then it would
But you're
do
still
this.
going up, but you're still going up.
Yeah, but even it is this
Yeah.
just slow, steady trajectory
Yeah.
upwards as you
Yeah.
stick with it, even though it feels like you're just bottoming out, you're just down.
Yeah. I love that where like you have the stuff to go back and get perspective because
Mhm.
we tend to forget things and we tend to forget how it looked or what really was going on. So having
Right.
that as to go back and what I've gone back sometimes and looked at it and going, oh, I thought she had it together and she didn't really.
Right.
So I don't really
Yeah.
want to be like her. So I'm glad I'm where I'm at now.
Yeah,
So like
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
kind of been more my lesson.
yeah,
And I know the hard stuff that I went through between then and now
Yeah,
was
yeah,
necessary. Yeah.
yeah.
exactly. Because now I can go through those hard things again and I'm not the same.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think one of the moments as you were saying that, Jen, it took me back to my first marriage, and the thing that I was most angry and frustrated. I don't know that I have the right word for it, but the thing that I missed most, how about that? The thing that I
Mhm.
missed most was my innocence, and he stole
Oh,
my
yeah,
innocence from me. And so
yeah.
my perception was that I was so much of a better person when I was more innocent, right? And because of those
So
life
he stole your good person
yeah, he
from
stole my
you.
good person from me. Yes. Yeah. And what
That's
I
a
learned,
hard belief.
it really was.
Yeah.
And I carried that into that happened in my early 20s,
Hmm.
22, 23, between 20 and 23. And yeah, I carried that into my 30s, well into my 30s, and then
It takes a while to
went back
heal.
and realized, wow, had I not gone through that hard stuff, had I stayed innocent in the Garden of Eden, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, yeah,
then I wouldn't be, and I wouldn't have the knowledge and the experience and the tenacity and the fortitude and all
yeah,
of those things and the courageousness and
yeah.
all of those qualities that I really love about myself were I needed the hard stuff to develop those.
Yes. And I
And maybe
think the
you wouldn't have
perspective,
known that. I
no,
said
you
maybe
wouldn't have.
unless
Mhm.
Yeah,
you were able to go back and look on that and see the two
The
things
difference.
how
yeah,
they work
Yeah.
yeah.
for your crown season.
For your
Yes. Do
crown
I really
season.
want to go back to that innocent place, or do I love where I'm at? Right.
Mhm.
And I think that's a really good question to ask ourselves is,
Yeah.
Well,
do I love where I'm at? And if
yeah,
not, what do
I
I
think
love
that
about where I am?
I think that innocent place though is a place that you probably equate with safety.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So it's like, of course, everyone wants to go back to that when somebody else was helping us to be safe.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
because 20s are when you're really starting to learn how to adult.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah,
was so believing, so trusting, so, yeah,
yeah.
innocent in that way. And I
I had
became more.
my accident happened in my 20s,
Yeah.
and I have a similar feeling that you do. Like I was robbed of something was taken away, and I don't know if I really innocence. I feel kind of like a same pull, I think, that you do. And it
A
Right.
was
sense of
because,
loss.
yeah, something was taken away from me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so I think it goes to, we at that age just feel like we could conquer the world and everything is great and we're safe and nothing can go wrong.
Yeah.
And then life kind of steps in and gives you a reality check at
Yeah,
times.
yeah, yeah. You get knocked down,
Mhm.
but then you get up
Our
again.
eyes are opened and we
Yeah,
see.
that is truth. That is truth. So thinking about this as we are on our becoming path, it's a long, it makes me want a Beatles song. It's a long and winding road, right?
We're
Love
into
it.
music today. Yes, I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it just is. And and it just keeps going. And I think one of the challenges that I had in my adult life is thinking that it ended, that you arrived at your becoming point and then you lived happily ever after. And so this new challenge of you arrive and you rest and then you go on the path
Yeah.
and it just keeps cycling. So we get into our 50s or into our 60s or into our 70s and each or into our 80s. We have friends in Mastermind and Coaching Clear, they're in their 80s, fixing to be 90. I was talking to a gal last week that's just like 3 years from 90, which is so cool. And she had just come in from mowing her lawn.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
So,
my God.
ladies, it doesn't end. You can just keep going. And she was, again, kind of, we had a conversation very similar to this one about becoming and where I want to be. But it's such a neat thought to think our becoming path doesn't end until we're done here. We just keep going. And yes, it's a long winding, path. And we change and shift gears as we're doing it, kind of like Jacine's leaving her career in working with the doctors, and what's her next path? What's it going to look like? And then she's going to change, it's going to change again in however many years when there's a new change of direction. And so I think the real thing that we're looking at on the becoming path is resilience. How flexible can we be? How
Yeah.
willing are we to change?
Uh-huh.
And those are the things that really bring us back to joy and back to that contentment that we have.
Mm,
Yeah.
I love
What
that.
are you thinking, JC? You look like you're
Well,
thinking
there
on
was,
something.
yeah, I took notes yesterday in church because I was like,
Mm.
so
Mm-hmm.
good. This is so good. But it didn't save them on my
No.
phone. Which
You
makes me
can't find them. That is
it's sad.
sad.
It makes me sad. But one of the things that came to my mind was along the lines of what we've been talking about. I think, Jen, with your questions of asking yourself these questions, the
Being really curious.
yeah, the revelation that I had received yesterday, and I keep calling it revelation because it was this aha moment for me. It
Some
was
people call them downloads.
downloads or aha moments or
Hmm.
yeah, whatever
Yeah.
your is. But mine was it was very clear that I needed to have a personal interview with myself.
I love it.
I love that idea. A
Hmm.
personal
And
interview with yourself.
with
And what
myself
kind of questions would you ask yourself?
and invite my creator to be there
Hmm.
as well. And as I go through those questions, it is about becoming. Um, who do I want to become? And what um yeah. And
Hmm.
who
And
with Mark and I, who do we want? Because we have this new next chapter, right?
Mhm.
And
as a
what
couple,
as a
as a
couple,
solid unit.
and what do we want that to look like, right?
Hmm.
And how am I doing with that? And the other thought that I had was if I could write my own epitaph on my
Your
I don't want
headstone. Just say it. Your
my
headstone.
headstone
What's it
on
going to
my
say?
headstone. Yeah. What would it say? What do I want to be remembered for?
Yeah. What
And
will that legacy be?
start at the end and move move backwards, right? So
Yeah.
what do I want that to look like? How am I doing with that? And then where do I need to make those changes?
Boy, that's perfect for that becoming path,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Just an interview with yourself involving your creator.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's interesting because you're also describing something that we do in hypnotherapy, which is called future
Hmm.
focus. You're doing it in reverse. I'm like, that's really an interesting way of getting like the steps to where the present is. And then
Yeah.
now I've already laid it out. Now I move forward. That's really
Hmm.
cool. I'm gonna think about
Inspired, Jacine. Absolutely inspired.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it
Really, really
was.
cool.
But
It was
sometimes
very
I
good
have a
stuff.
problem with the future focus just because it really, how does that look like? But if I start from the back and come
Mhm.
this way, I'm like,
You
Yeah.
can see what it'll look like.
now I have better stepping stones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now to future
What
focus.
what do I want? What do I want that to look like? And that was something that in teaching seminary class, I was talking with these freshmen and sophomores, and we were talking about the word remember, right? That
I
we
love that word.
want to be, and we want to be remembered. And I said, how many of you guys want to be remembered when you die? And
Hmm.
like all 10 of them were like, duh, yeah, of course I do. And I said, you don't want somebody to forget you? And they're like, no, no, I want people to know that I lived.
Then how do you want to be remembered?
Yeah, yeah. So that's, I guess, for our ladies, for you all out there, how do you want to be remembered? Because we
Yeah.
get to choose, right? It's a creator-based life, right?
Yeah. You are the creator of your life experience. Yeah, we get to choose. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful high point to end on.
Mhm.
So, speaking of getting to choose, I heard you guys are reading Sacred Rest in book club.
We
How's
are.
that going?
It's going well. It's only been Anne and I who've been meeting together. And
Mhm.
guys, Anne is in her mid 80s. And so she has all this life experience. And it's been interesting just talking with her, like, okay, yeah, I'm sleeping a lot, but I'm not really rested. And I'm
Mhm.
thinking, it's because of all this stuff that I'm putting in my brain. I'm not
Mhm.
giving my brain that rest that it needs and that download. And so, yeah, rest is more than just sleep. And Dr. Sandra Dalton has a really, really gifted way of walking you through that process and helping you analyze you know what type of rest do I need, and it's one of those books that she has this rest quiz that you take and online. So if y'all want to do that, look up rest quiz Dr. Sandra Dalton and take that. But it's really really thought provoking and more than
Well,
that, it's
and
like
I've done, yeah, I did her quiz. I've done the work that she suggests in the different rest areas. And invariably, when I find that I'm sleeping all the time and not feeling rested, it's because I'm not getting rest in another area of my life. Maybe I'm not getting social rest, or maybe I'm not getting sacred rest, or maybe I'm not getting, I mean, I'm getting plenty of physical rest, but maybe not creative rest. That tends to be where my downfall is I won't take the time to go color and make beautiful things. Yeah, it really matters. All of our senses need to be rested, not just sleep.
Have
Yeah.
you found, okay, so because this was one thing that I found when I did the rest stuff and everything.
Uh-huh.
I found the areas that I really needed to rest in, I had a hard time actually doing.
Oh, yes, because I judged them as unimportant.
I judged them. That's
I
it, right?
judged them. Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
I mean, well,
Yeah,
and I,
they were cheating or lacking in some way.
Yeah.
or I
Not
didn't really need
important.
to do that. I mean,
Hmm.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
when I did actually kind of cajole myself, force myself to do that, I did find relief. So that was
Yeah.
one of the things I learned about the rest.
Yeah. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
And
Self-coaching is pretty cool.
that's a beautiful thing too, because one of the things that I have been instructed by the Lord to do is just to take 3 15-minute walks a day.
I'm
No
so
more, no
excited
less.
about that
Take
for
it.
you.
And it's so hard for me to do 3 15-minute walks. Why would that be hard? But it is. So, but what I found is when I'm walking, that walking time needs to be unplugged. Take it
Yep,
out,
completely unplugged.
just be. And I found like when I first started, I was listening to stuff, my books or podcast or whatever, and
You're going to make it productive time.
yes,
And that's such a lie. The
it was
productive time
That's a
is
lie.
fun
Yeah.
time.
no, I took it out this last week and I feel rested. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, Heavenly Father, you knew that's what I needed.
Yeah.
What?
Yes. There is such a thing as too much.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Too
yeah.
many screens, too much information. We
Isn't that
need
the
to have
sensory rest? Isn't that the
Yes,
sensory rest?
sensory.
Yeah,
Sensory.
like you're
sensory
being
rest.
overstimulated with all your electronics, and so you need the
Yes.
sensory rest. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Go out and see. Just go out and see the world.
yeah. And it's a form of meditation. That
Mhm.
walk is meditation for me. You
Well,
know,
it's so
meditation
interesting, the
doesn't have
middle
to
of the day
be shutting down.
meditation.
Yes.
Yeah, that would really switch your day. It would like shift gears for you to go
Yeah.
in the middle of the day.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been good.
15 minutes, 3 times a day. It reminds me, Jen, of a few years back when the three of us each committed to go out for 10 minutes and just wander. Not to go
Yes.
for
Yeah,
a
that was
specific direction, but just to wander every day. And I remember the peace that came from that because it was sensory rest, just like you were
yeah.
saying.
Mine was go visit your garden. Go
Yep.
wander in the garden.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not to go work, just to go
No,
say hello to
walk.
your plants.
Yeah,
Right.
but I had to stop my mental checklist because of
Hmm.
there's a bug there, there's this there. You know, I had to stop doing that. I'm like,
Oh,
no, we're
I
just
need to deadhead those flowers. I need to,
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
How did you stop your mental checklist?
Deep breaths, just saying stop. You know, it's like, no, this is the purpose of this. You know, and
We're not
coming
doing
back.
that right now. That's usually the one I'll use. We're
Yeah,
not
I'm
doing
not
that
doing
right
that
now.
right now. Yeah, not doing that right now.
Mhm.
I love it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
book club is good.
Good.
Glad to hear. Do we have any ideas what we're doing next so people can get ready?
We've had a couple suggestions and I'm my daughter just told me yesterday I need to let that go. And it's that there's a movie out with Ryan Gosling, and apparently it comes from a book. It's that I forget the
It's
name of
Hail Mary. I just watched it
Hail
last
Mary.
night. Hmm.
Mary. So there's the book, and my daughter's
Hmm.
like, Mom, get over it. It's the alien isn't like as soon as you say alien, I'm like, peace, no, out. I'm out.
It's a very sweet story.
And that's what
m-
she said. She's like,
yeah, it's a very sweet
yeah,
story.
yeah.
It's
So
got an
I'm
awful.
reading that.
Oh, you think you might read it?
Well, that's what it's been suggested in book club, and I've been the one that's been like, "Eh."
Yeah, but my kids, my adult children that have loved it, just loved,
Yeah.
like I have one kid that actually bought the movie, so they would just have it.
Oh
And
wow.
then I have a daughter who falls asleep to it at night sometimes
Oh,
because it's so soothing for her.
yeah.
So, yeah, but I watched the movie yesterday and it really was great. It was really entertaining and yeah, I know I did the same thing. I saw the alien and I'm like, really? I'm just, but I'm glad we watched it.
But I guess
Though
I like TV, so I don't
there was one time when we were watching it that Jared poked me and said, "You're snoring." So I can't account for the whole thing.
know. Mom, stop. So
It's a very
yeah.
busy weekend. What can I say? Oh my
But
gosh. Okay.
for now,
We're
we're still getting through rest. Yeah.
well, and the really cool thing is when we finish rest and you start, if you do start Hail Mary, whatever you start next, we're going to be starting self-care summer really soon.
Oh, very fun.
Yes, and it's kind of the perfect ending for sacred rest to shift over to self-care summer. And so I'm excited about that. That's coming starting in June. Self-care summer. We'll have
Here's
June,
my
July, and
self-care, my
August.
new t-shirt, sunny
I
day.
I'm
like that. And I noticed your earrings.
They match. Got my little
so happy.
Like there's a happy little person in front of me. I love
That's
it.
right. That's right. It's going to be good. We'll still be podcasting all summer, but we'll be podcasting more on self-care and more on the becoming path in the self-care arena. It's going to be really good. And we might even have a couple of what's your word meetings
Yeah.
where the last one that we did, Jen did some really amazing, amazing imagery for us. And I still, when I even think about it, my heart is still so happy. It was just such a great experience. Yeah, so that's coming somewhere in the summer. But for now, let's wind up the year because everybody's just finishing this end of school, end of classes, end of lots of things as we head into summertime and all of the beautiful things that come with it.
Celebrating.
And we'll be back next Monday because my tech is completely rebuilt. The Apple is so good. I'll just do a shameless plug, but I still had Apple Care for one more month when everything broke. And they took it all in and they said, we don't know what's wrong. They tested it. We don't know, but we will order one of everything that's in it. And then we'll be prepared, come back in 2 weeks and pick it up. And they ended out using every part they did. So the whole thing
Wow.
is new. Yeah.
Rebuilt.
I'm like,
Wow.
Built like 1 month before Apple. That
1
is
month.
that's miraculous.
That is a miraculous
That
thing.
is a miracle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. One more month. So we're back. She should be, I'll just pat the side of my machine. She should be in great shape for another 3 or 4 years. And then if I call Apple, they'll tell me she's vintage and you have to buy something new. But that's okay.
The components don't work anymore.
That's right. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So thank you guys for sharing your time with us. And thank you for coming to A Creator-Based Life. We love talking to you. And I'm just going to say it one more time. If you're not getting the Monday morning inspiration, you deserve it. Just go to cmhcoaching.com. It's completely free. We don't barrage your inbox. We're just not that kind of folks. But you will be really glad that you checked the box and said, yes, send me Monday morning inspiration. The pop-up's right there, cmhcoaching.com. You'll just be glad you did. So till next time, bye y'all.
Bye.
I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day, I pave the way with every little thought I think. What you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking? You gotta watch. What you thinking? What you thinking? You got to watch your thinking. When I'm feeling down and blue, I found a trick that I'll share with you. I can choose a better way with every little thought I think. And if I wake up with a bad attitude, I just fill my mind with gratitude. I give thanks for everything with every little thought I think. I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day, I pave the way with every little thought I think. Day by day, I pave the way with every little thought I think. Whoa.